Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday. Yes, it is Friday. We finally made it to the end of the week. Um, I'm here to have our third episode of Conversations of Support with me, Laura, with you today. Hopefully, this is going to work. I am back at the other house, so hopefully, the internet and the Wi Fi on here will be better. So for when I'm outside. So today is all about, are you living or are you just surviving? So how's everybody doing? We got down here to our other home on the eastern shore of Maryland, and not too much, no big damage. We lost a couple big branches, but thankfully no big damage. We did see where a tornado had gone through on our drive up here, so that was really strange and interesting to see how the trees had been toppled over, and unfortunately, it looks like a couple of the houses were damaged and everything. But here at this house, we are fine. We are doing well. But life can get overwhelming. Many of you probably lost power during that storm, and it may have gone out for a while. It makes you feel like you've lost control. Maybe you have some health stuff going on in life. Maybe there's work situation, the school situation, all of that is overwhelming. And are you just getting through minute by minute? Are you just surviving, or are you really living? So, hey Janet, thanks for popping on. We're just here having a conversation about the difference between living and actual just surviving. Because sometimes, when we're on overload, and I know you guys have been dealing with a lot too, but sometimes when we're on overload, thankfully, our bodies and our minds can just put us in survival mode and can get us to do the basic necessities that we need to do to keep breathing, to keep living, and functioning. But that's not how we want to be forever, right? We want to enjoy this life. We don't know how long we're going to be here. None of us knows when our time is up. So, we live with intention. I found a quote that says, "Life is not about how you survive the storm, it's about how you dance in the rain." So when things are overwhelming you and things are piling up on you all at the same time, how do you handle that? That's really what it means, is can you get through it? Do you have a support system? Do you find yourself isolating yourself? Do you just close up and try and hide from everybody? Surviving doesn't just mean staying alive, it means living to your potential. So, we all have the potential to have a great life, to have a happy life. So sometimes we have to take control of that ourselves and focus on what we want and how we want it be, right? Let's see. And another one that I found, this is I thought this one was very profound too. From every wound, there is a scar, and every scar tells a story, and a story that says, I survived. So, many of us have physical scars from procedures and things that we've had to deal with health-wise. A lot of us have scars on the inside that you can't see, that if you looked at me, you would not know that I have any scars, but they're there, right? We all have scars, and I'm living and breathing and still talking to you, so we're still surviving. We have survived those situations. Your value doesn't decrease based on someone's inability to see your worth, right? And sometimes when we feel like we're just surviving, we don't feel like we're worthy of anything. We don't feel like we have a right to live and have a right to be happy and all of that. And we're just going through the mundane motions of life, right? But you are worthy and you are important, and no one else has the right to tell you that you're not. So, hey Suzanne, how are you? And one of my favorite quotes that I found about surviving is, one day you will tell your story of how you've overcome what you're going through now, and it will become part of someone else's survival guide. When we tell our stories, when we talk about what we're dealing with, whether it's health, whether it's emotional, whether it's work, whether it's family, when we share with other people and we make ourselves a little vulnerable by doing that, we're also showing people how we have survived and that they can too. Because if they're going through it right now, sometimes these mosquitoes are going to drive me nuts here. When we're right in the middle of a situation, sometimes it's hard to see on the other side, right? And you need that other person to say, you know what? I have been where you've been, and I can see that other end for you. And this is, you just got to hang in there and keep doing your best. Do your best with whatever knowledge it is that you have at the time that you're making the decisions. So don't just survive, live. And in my written post today, I shared kind of an analogy that for me, I don't have the best green thumb in the world. And sometimes when we get busy, my coping skill, if I'm stressed about something, is actually to be busy. And that's probably not a great coping skill, but it does help to some degree. But I've learned I need to slow down. I've learned that I need to acknowledge whatever it is that is stressing me out. And then I'm not just in panic survival mode. I can process the information a lot better when I slow down versus staying busy. Busy ends up meaning that I tend to be in denial and ignore whatever it is that's going on in my life, But with the plants, sometimes when we get so busy, you forget to water them. And what happens with that? Well, then they die, right? Or they start to die. So, that happens to us. Hello, Brenda. How are you? Sorry, I keep waving in here, but there's like mosquitoes flying around here. So this house has too many mosquitoes. But anyway, so when we get busy, when we get overwhelmed and we're just surviving, we neglect things. And one of the things, like a simple task of watering your plants, right? And then your plants die. We do that internally to ourselves by isolating ourselves, by not taking care of our own mental health, by not taking care of our immediate families and everything like that, But the good news is, hey Teresa, how are you? The good news is, if you start slowly, sometimes you can save that plant by watering it and giving it love and remembering to pay attention to it. And it'll grow and bloom and be even better. And sometimes that's how I feel about myself, I need to pay attention to my mental health, my physical health, my emotional health. And when I do, then I start to feel more like the confident person that I want to be. And then I'm not just surviving to make it to the next day. And I'm not just surviving to finish that task. I'm actually living and enjoying and appreciating what I have. So, if you're in survival mode, sometimes that's okay, because that is a way for our bodies and our minds to protect ourselves. But at some point, you'll have to let your body relax a little bit and let your body feel whatever emotions it is that you're going through, and begin to live again and begin to really live with intention. And so I hope that is my wish for all of you, that you live with intention, that you're not just surviving, that you feel valid and valued, so that you want to live. So if you're struggling, if you're not sure of something, reach out. I truly believe that God will always put someone in your corner, and you know, there are lots of resources out there for when we're struggling. So don't be afraid to acknowledge that you're just in survival mode and you need some help. So, what are your plans for the weekend? What are you doing? We've got to finish cleaning up the yard here at the Eastern Shore house. Thankfully, no big damage or anything like that. Hubby went to the grocery store, got us all restocked with our refrigerator. So we are here for the next couple of weeks. So I'm excited about that because I can do my lives outside. So, you know, maybe I'll pop in on over the weekend. I don't know yet. I think on Monday we're going to talk about goals again. Because I didn't do a live on it, but go back and read on the conversations page the post about making goals, you know, for yourself, short term and long term. I'm trying to motivate myself to make goals of taking a walk every day. So I think I'm going to have to make myself go to the mailbox so I can get my steps in, because that's a small little goal for me. Some of you guys that are out there who already exercise all the time, that is perfect and great and wonderful for you. That has not been me. So I'm going to start slowly, and I'm just going to start by, we have to walk up to a cluster, one of those cluster of mailboxes. We don't have one right here at the driveway. Oh, are you busy working? It seems like everybody is short-staffed right now, Brenda. I can't remember where you work, but what kind of work you do. But down here, it seems like all the stores and restaurants and everybody are short-staffed. So it's a unique situation that we're in, isn't it? And we're all just trying to survive that, trying to make it through the work day with whatever staff you have. You know, I know a lot of our restaurants up here at the beach in Ocean City have had to shorten their hours because they're short-staffed and they just can't work their employees that hard, so, or for that long, you know. So sometimes now they're closing for a day during the week just to give everybody a break. You know, so there are different forms of surviving. There's surviving, you know, going in autopilot just to get through the day because you're overwhelmed with something. Maybe it's on autopilot and survival mode to get past a trauma that has happened. But, you know, there are ways to get out of that, that survival mode and to begin to be able to feel like you're truly living and feel like that it's an interesting life, right? Dietarian. Hey, Christina, how are you? So I'm going to try and start doing better about some of my own health choices. Gotta start working it off between survival mode and living. We just got through the interview. Yes. Today's my grand. Yes, I'm just reading Lynn's comment. Her daughter passed away a couple years ago, and I can't even imagine that. But that is a trauma, and that is something that, you know, when you're grieving, and even I can imagine when that first happened, you had to go into survival mode because it's something that you never expected to have to deal with, you know. But like you said, going to the beach is a living type of activity that brings you peace and joy. And, you know, your daughter would have loved to have been there with you too. And so doing something that she would like helps you not just stay in the survival mode. But when you have a migraine and all that, you're just, I get it, you're just trying to get through that moment, right? We just don't want that moment to be every single day, and I know it's hard to get out of, but you're a wonderful example of how you've been able to handle both situations and going in between, because you can't ignore your daughter that's still here either. So she needs to see her mama living, and she needs to know she can live too. And, you know, so you both go through your survival modes to be able to get through that, right? So I'm so excited and happy that you're down there in Florida where you have been wanting to be for a while, and that you don't have to go back and forth. Although, did you see that, you saw that post about a poor truck dropped a whole bunch of live crabs on the highway? So can you imagine that? That was hilarious. So all I could think about was, the poor crabs are going, yay, we're free, we're not going to be eaten. And then in the second breath that they took, saying, oh my gosh, this road is so hot, right? So thank you, Brenda, for praying for Lynn, and appreciate that. And yes, finding places where you feel even your connection with her even stronger. I mean, we all know logically that our loved ones are always going to be with us emotionally and in our hearts, right? But sometimes you want to have a more tangible connection. So going to the beach makes, is a great way to do that, and a great place to do that. So, but yeah, so I feel bad for those poor crabs, Wonder how many people had Old Bay sitting in their car with them, So that was definitely a Maryland post, so I would have loved to have seen some pictures of that, though. But of course, nobody posted pictures of that. So I don't know. Maybe they were just all in shock, or maybe they're trying to catch the crabs out there. So I think that's hilarious. But those poor crabs were in survival mode. They were just trying to get the heck out of there, right? Heck out of Dodge, and yeah, yeah. No, the steamer would have been hotter, yes, but they were also probably thinking they were getting away for free, but then they realized there's no water around. Where are we going? So I just wanted to hear what the dispatch said to the police officers. Like, do they have, how police have equipment issued to them? Use your work issued net to go out and apprehend those crabs, those runaway crabs. So but I guess, what, in the grand scheme of life, we all needed a lighthearted post like that, didn't we? We all needed something to talk about that wasn't about the pandemic, that wasn't about any chaos or violence or anything like that. We all just needed a lighthearted post about those poor little crabs that we all love to eat. Well, I guess not everybody, but, a lot of us do. So, that was something that helped us live in the moment, and not just survive. So, it is what it is with that. But I hope everybody is having a chance to live today and not just be in survival mode. And like I said, it's okay if you need to be in survival mode, because sometimes that's all we can do. But when you recognize and know that you're in survival mode, then it's time to start saying, how can I get out of that survival mode? How can I make sure that it's okay, that I don't feel guilty about living and smiling and laughing and having fun, do the best we can. We're all just trying to do the best we can. We are all surviving, and we are all living. So, now be issuing credits. Yeah. Oh my goodness. See, that's what I wanted. I wanted to see, I know you all have handcuffs for when you got to arrest the bad guys, but did you have the equipment to handle those crabs, So, oh my goodness, such a fun post in a way. And then reading the comments, everybody was hilarious, making the puns and everything. So, it was a much needed break in the news feed, right? So, and I loved how everybody shared it, because that we all needed it. You could tell we all needed some lighthearted laughter, right? So share those posts. So but anyway, so I will definitely be back here live on Monday. If you guys have topics that you want to talk about, let me know. Otherwise, I'll keep coming up with the topics, and I appreciate it when you guys pipe in and chat with me, because that means a lot to me. I enjoy it. If you like any of the posts, please share them, or like any of the videos, please share them. And of course, if you haven't liked it already, go like the Conversations of Support page. It's called Conversations of Support with Lora, and share that, because that is what I am here for. Is I love to encourage and I love to support. So those are the kind of conversations that I enjoy having. Even on the tough subjects out there, we can still find ways to do it in a supportive and encouraging way. So that's our motto, is to live intentionally, live with kindness, be kind, and live with laughter and I lost my train of thought. Yes, with goals, and I can't even think. It's probably because it's Friday and I had my days all mixed up earlier in the week. So, but we did make it to Friday, so you got another week down, and support one another. Thank you, Brenda, for praying for Lynn. I enjoy seeing that. That means a lot to me. If you guys have a prayer request, you know I'm always open for that. And I think on Monday we'll talk about goals, short term and long term, for our sanity, okay, and how to keep moving that life forward. So otherwise, have a wonderful weekend. Have a great well, I guess it's evening in our house. There are no times here because hubby went to the store. Son is getting his shower now, so he's finally going to be getting up, but into his wheelchair, but to start his day. But you know, enjoy whatever time of day it is for you. Enjoy whatever rest of the day you have. If you're just getting home from work, relax. Enjoy your family time, and we will talk about goals on Monday for the live. I still may post a different topic in the written part, but I think the live part will do our goals. Okay, so on that note, have a great weekend. I still have some unpacking of stuff to do, and I'm going to get that done, and then I will be back on Monday. Okay, so thank you all, and don't forget to smile when you're out and about, even when wearing your face mask. It does make a difference. I've got the laugh lines. I'm sure you can see when I smile. And blessings to all of you for stopping in. And I will see you then. Okay? All right. Bye.